If you're wondering which Bluetooth speakers under $100 are worth your money, stick around. After we run through each product, I'll give you my personal take. Would I buy it or would I skip it? No fluff, just my honest opinion. Let's get into it. JBL Flip 6. The sound quality on this bad boy is surprisingly good with powerful bass and clear vocals. Plus, it's got that sweet IP67 rating, so you can literally throw it in a pool and it'll keep playing. The battery life is a bit meh, though. They claim 12 hours, but you'll get more like 7 hours of actual playtime, and it can get a bit harsh at max volume. Would I buy it? Yes, it's basically the gold standard for portable speakers under $100, and it sounds better than speakers twice its size. Anker Soundcore Motion 300. This little beast packs 30 watts of power and has some seriously impressive clarity for its size, though the bass starts to sound like a drunk elephant stomping around when you crank up the volume. The app lets you tweak the EQ settings, which is neat, and it's got 13 hours of battery life that actually delivers on its promise, unlike some other speakers we just talked about. Would I buy it? Maybe. Yes, it's cheaper than the Flip 6 and almost matches it in sound quality, but that bass boost feature is more like a bass confusion. Ultimate Ears WONDERBOOM 4. This tiny round powerhouse pumps out 360-degree sound and literally floats in water, which is pretty damn cool if you're into pool parties. The new podcast mode is basically just making vocals louder while making everything else quieter, and the outdoor boost mode turns it into a treble monster that'll make your ears wish they never met you. Would I buy it? Yes, it's built like a tank, sounds great at normal volumes, and the 13-hour battery life actually means 13 hours. Tribit StormBox Micro 2. This coaster-sized speaker somehow manages to pump out sound that'll fill 2 rooms, which is insane considering it's smaller than a sandwich. It's got a handy strap to attach it to basically anything, and while it claims to charge your phone, that feature is about as reliable as a chocolate teapot. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's the cheapest of the bunch and sounds surprisingly good. Just keep the volume under 80% unless you want your music to sound like it's being played underwater. Sony SRS-XB100. This tiny speaker packs a surprising punch with its bass, and while it might look like a coffee mug, it can blast tunes for 16 hours straight without breaking a sweat. The sound quality is pretty decent for its size, though the treble gets a bit muddy when you place it upright, so you'll need to lay it down flat like a drunk person at a party for the best sound. The built-in strap lets you hang it anywhere, and it's waterproof enough to survive an accidental swim in the pool, plus it actually floats, which is more than I can say for my swimming skills. Would I buy it? Yes, because it's basically the Nokia 3310 of speakers. Small, tough, and reliable. JBL Go 4. This pocket-sized powerhouse is like the younger sibling who tries really hard to keep up with the bigger speakers. The sound is surprisingly clear and detailed, though the bass starts to chicken out when you crank up the volume past 50%. It's like it's scared of its own potential. The battery life is a measly 7 hours, but hey, at least you can customize the sound through the app, and it comes in enough colors to match your entire wardrobe. Would I buy it? Maybe if I needed something smaller than my wallet that still sounds decent. Amazon Echo 4th Gen. This orb-shaped smart speaker looks like it rolled straight out of a sci-fi movie and actually sounds pretty good with its decent bass response and impressive wideness. The sound gets a bit muffled in the high end though, and those aggressive high mids might make you wince occasionally like you just bit into a lemon. It's got Alexa built in, which means it's always listening, kind of like that one friend who knows all the gossip. Would I buy it? No, because I don't need another device eavesdropping on my terrible singing in the shower. Anker Soundcore Boom 2. This bad boy brings the party with its 80-watt output and built-in light show that syncs to your music. It's like having a tiny nightclub in your backpack. The bass is actually impressive thanks to the bass up feature, though it does drain the battery faster. But with 24 hours of playtime, you probably won't care. It's waterproof, and it floats, which means you can literally throw this thing in the pool and it'll keep the party going. Would I buy it? Yes, because it's basically a floating disco ball that actually sounds good. Bose Soundlink Micro. For a speaker that's barely bigger than a tenderloin steak, this little guy pumps out some surprisingly good bass and clear vocals, though it starts to sound like a drunk karaoke singer when you crank it past 60% volume. The battery life is pretty weak at just 6 hours, but damn, this thing is built like a tank with its IP67 rating and silicone rubber construction that lets you toss it around without worry. Would I buy it? Yes, it's the perfect companion for shower singing and outdoor adventures. Just keep a charger nearby. Tribit StormBox Flow. This budget-friendly beast comes swinging with 30 hours of battery life and sound quality that'll make you question if you're actually listening to a $100 speaker. The X bass mode hits hard, though it can get a bit muddy at higher volumes like your cousin's first attempt at DJing. Would I buy it? Hell yes. It's basically the Honda Civic of Bluetooth speakers. Reliable, practical, and surprisingly good for the price. Anker Soundcore 3. This little speaker tries its best to be a party animal with its dual titanium drivers and fancy app features, but it starts to sound like it's having an identity crisis when you push the volume too high. The 24-hour battery life is impressive, and the IPX7 waterproofing means it'll survive your pool parties, but don't expect it to be the life of them. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's great for background music and podcasts, but if you're looking to start a dance party, you might want to look elsewhere. Amazon Echo Dot 2024. Look, if you want a smart speaker that doubles as an alarm clock and triples as your personal shopping enabler, this is your guy. The sound quality is decent for its size, but let's be real. This is more like having a tiny robot assistant who happens to play music rather than a proper speaker. Would I buy it? No. While it's a cool, smart device, there are better options if you're specifically looking for a Bluetooth speaker that won't try to sell you stuff while you're jamming. JBL Clip 5. This tiny beast packs a surprising 7-watt punch with significantly better bass and volume than its predecessor, and the battery life got bumped up to 12 hours, which is pretty damn good for something you can clip to your backpack. The app support and Bluetooth 5.3 are nice additions, but the lack of a microphone means you can't take calls, and the sound can get a bit mushy at higher volumes. Would I buy it? Yes. For $80, you're getting a solid portable speaker that can handle being dunked in water and dropped in dirt without breaking a sweat. Soundcore Select 4. Go for $25. This thing is ridiculously good value. It's got a 20-hour battery life, decent 5-watt sound output, and even comes with app support and a 9-band equalizer. The sound isn't as bassy as the Clip 5, and it needs a second unit for stereo playback, but come on, it's literally the price of a pizza and some wings. Would I buy it? Yes, it's basically stealing at this price point, and it actually sounds better than the JBL Go 4 while being half the cost. Marshall Emberton II. Look, it's a beautiful speaker that screams I'm a rock star with its amp-like design, and the 30-hour battery life is impressive as hell. But let's be real, at $169, it's way over our budget, and the bass starts acting weird when you crank up the volume. Would I buy it? No! While it looks cool and sounds great, you're paying extra for that Marshall badge, and there are better options in this price range. Sony ULT Field 1. Sony's trying real hard with their ULT bass boost button, and it actually works pretty well for rock and pop at moderate volumes. The speaker sounds surprisingly natural and can handle piano music well, but crank it up too high and that bass starts to bubble like a bad pot of soup. Would I buy it? Maybe. At $129, it's over budget, but if you can find it on sale, it's a solid choice for its natural sound and rugged build quality. Tribit Maxsound Plus. This little beast pumps out 24 watts of power through dual 12-watt drivers and passive radiators, delivering surprisingly clear sound with impressive bass when you hit that X bass button. The battery lasts a solid 20 hours, which is damn impressive for something this cheap, and it's waterproof enough to survive your drunk pool parties. The sound gets a bit screechy at high volumes though, and that micro USB charging port in 2025 feels like using a flip phone. Would I buy it? Yes, because it sounds almost as good as speakers twice its price, and I'm cheap. Amazon Echo Pop. Amazon's budget smart speaker looks like someone cut an Echo Dot in half to save money, and honestly, the sound quality matches that vibe with its muddy output and noticeable distortion at high volumes. The microphone picks up voice commands well even when you're blasting music, and that AZ2 Neural Edge processor makes Alexa snappier than my comebacks. But let's be real, the Echo Dot sounds better and costs just $10 more, making this feel like a weird flex by Amazon. Would I buy it? No, because I'd rather spend the extra $10 on an Echo Dot and get better sound. JBL Flip 6. This thing is built like a tank with its IP67 rating, meaning it can handle dust, water, and probably your clumsy hands dropping it. The sound is impressively balanced with punchy bass thanks to its racetrack-shaped woofer and separate tweeter setup, though it can get a bit harsh in the treble when you crank it up. The 12-hour battery life claim is more like 7 hours in reality, which is about as accurate as my New Year's resolutions. Would I buy it? Maybe, if you need something rugged that sounds good and don't mind charging it more often than advertised. Anker Soundcore Motion 300. This speaker brings 30 watts of power and some serious clarity to the table, with a sound profile that's actually pretty impressive for its size. The Smart Tune feature automatically adjusts the audio based on how you position it, which is neat, but the bass boost button feels more like a make everything muddy button. It's got a 13-hour battery life and supports LDAC codec for the audio nerds out there, though the bass starts to disappear when you're more than 15 feet away. Would I buy it? Yes, because it offers the best balance of features and sound quality in this price range, even if the bass boost is questionable. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you pick the Bluetooth speakers under $100 for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Links to all of these products mentioned in this video will be in the description.